Hey y'all, how are you?
Hello, happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Happy beautiful Sunday.
Girl, yes. Anybody decide to barbecue?
Um, my barbecue person is taking a nap.
Okay.
It is actually really nice
The
outside.
after church nap must be good because he's been up there knocked out for a while.
Girl, I don't blame him though. I don't blame him. You know, those Sunday naps be the best naps.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. What makes a Sunday nap different from a Monday nap? I don't know, but them Sunday naps be everything.
I know, I know.
Oh my goodness. So today, guys, we are discussing Love is Blind and Bel Air. If any of you guys seen it, hit that you've seen it in the comments so we can discuss it. And the icebreaker is, and I know Tanya, she have got to see like little clips of things online about it. So she's just gonna try to jump in with certain things where she can. But
That's what I'm gonna eat.
that's when you're gonna eat. Oh, listen, today, matter of fact, what are you guys eating? Let's talk about that before we get started. Tanya, like, what are you eating?
Thai food.
Oh, Thai. That sounds good.
Thai style rice with shrimp. I won't tell
Ooh.
anyone why I won't get chicken or beef and rice or anything from a Thai or Chinese place. I won't go there today.
I think we know why.
Yes.
um, Angel, do you have snacks?
Just some granola.
Oh, you being all healthy or
You guys are
whatever.
so healthy.
So what I'm doing is we went to what's the name of this? Well, I don't have to say their name, but we went to a vegan place today. And I got this like sorbet thing. It's like sorbet, granola, banana, strawberries, and coconut. It's got some little chocolate bits at the top. So it's pretty good. Well, I haven't tasted it, so I'm lying it kind of. I don't know if it's good yet. But we wanted to talk about the shows today because we just wanted to have a simple Sunday, talk about it and be done with it. Good afternoon, Keela Tanya. Hi.
Hey,
You know,
Crystal.
I just realized your name has a L at the end. So how do you think you pronounce that, Tanya?
Oh, that's my cousin.
Oh, how do you pronounce it?
Dwanell. Dwanell.
Dwanell. Okay,
Yeah.
because I want to say Dwayne, but then with the L, it kind of throws you off.
No,
Okay.
also known as my Dwani. I call her Dwani.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. And then hello, Crystal. Have you guys, ladies, seen the program? Either one that we're going to be talking about?
Both.
Oh, I know you've seen both.
Oh, you asking Dwanell?
I was asking them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know Angel's seen both. She have a lot to say today. So listen, Tanya, from what you know on Bel Air, because I know you kind of just kind of dibbing and dabbing.
Oh no, I watch Bel Air, all of them.
Oh, good. So you can jump in on that.
6. I'm all good on that.
Okay, so Aaron, you're an avid watcher of Bel Air too. Okay, good. So we're gonna have some good dialect, right, going on. So with that being said, guys, today we talking all about it and we are eating good. Did y'all grab y'all food? Tell us what y'all eating too, because we want to know that too. I'm nosy like that. Like I need to know what y'all eating. So today, ladies, where are we going today?
Oh, all the way there.
Oh, y'all, look, my DJ skills is terrible. You see what I did?
Where are we going today? All the way there. Let's go.
One thing I should have did just took this thing out of the freezer about 15 minutes before we started because guys
Yeah.
get through this thing.
That's why I'm shaking my juice now because I put it in.
I know. Okay, so since everybody started, and since most people, oh, you eating homemade ravioli, that sound, oh, you made it from scratch.
I need the recipe, Aaron, because I just buy the store bought.
Yes, and I love ravioli. That's one of my favorite dishes. What did you stuff it with? I want to know
I'll
that.
take in a second.
Vegan.
Oh, what are you drinking, Pooh?
It's vegan.
Oh, vegan juice. Oh yeah, you
Mhm.
drinking is that your pineapple juice or something you're drinking?
Yeah, I don't know. I just was picking up different cold pressed juices at Kroger.
Okay. Interesting. So listen,
I guess.
got a friend who made it. Okay,
Oh.
but is it stuff with cheese? Is it stuff with beef, spinach? See, I need to know the deets of the food because that's what we on today. So we're gonna talk about Bel Air last since people talked about that. Let's start out with Love is Blind part season 2.
Season 2.
Yes. So these characters, okay, if anybody who have watched Love is Blind, basically stuff with cheese and ground turkey. Oh, I like that. That
That's
sounds
gonna
really
be
good. That
Mhm.
sounds really good. Anybody who's watched Love is Blind season 2 is basically people who go in these pods
Pods. Mhm.
and they don't get to see each other face to face. They are basically building a relationship strictly off of conversation. Now they are only in these pods for what, 2 weeks?
Yeah, around like 2 weeks.
2 weeks. So you have to make a decision on whether you want to marry this person
Based
within
off
this.
their voice, yeah. And
Yeah, off their voice, what you learn in the pods, but you do not get to see them.
And they bounce pods first, and then they settle on the one that they feel like they connected with the most. Is that right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Because I watched season
Yeah,
1.
usually they like narrow it down to like 2 people that they like the most, and then those are the only conversations that they have with.
Okay.
Yeah, so then they basically in 2 weeks you have to decide if you're gonna be with this person and then you propose. Okay. Now
That's crazy.
it is crazy. And not only what makes it more crazy is you don't even get to see the person because I know this is so terrible to say, and my dad, he cannot stand when I say stuff like this. I'm gonna need to see you because Lord, okay, we're gonna leave it there because it makes my dad hot mad when I say stuff like that because he feels like that's a little shallow sometimes. But let's be real. What?
But I was saying I agree, Keela, but not just to see the physique. Maybe that is part of it, but to like look in someone's eyes because the eyes can tell a true story.
That is
So
very
that
true.
part, them not
But I
seeing
mean-
each other, being able to look in each other's eyes too. But just looking back on season 1, because that's the one I had time to watch, and then chiming in on season 2, where you made that post about how Dipti was like the queen.
Mhm.
I don't think they choose ugly people.
Well,
if you want to look at the people, if you want to actually look at the people that don't make it into the actual, like, to the island, you take a look at the background people, I mean, I'm not going to say that they ugly, like, they're not ugly, but, like, I do think they choose to see who has the most sex appeal.
Yeah.
For people to actually want to, like,
actually want to say, yes, this is what I want to do. Okay, so Aaron say I didn't.
You about to read it? Oh my god!
Who married somebody after 2 weeks? I knew my ex-wife for 2 years before marriage, and I can't stand her. I'm sorry, my bad. Now, so this is the thing. One thing I've learned in life. I'm not saying no. 2 weeks that's I couldn't do 2 weeks. That's because you just don't know anybody.
You don't
in 2 weeks. Sometimes you don't even know people in a year. But you got Fantasia who married her husband after 2 weeks and they still married. I mean, I don't know. I think it just depends on your own love story. I don't think there's a right and a wrong way to do it. I just know because I know people who dated for 6 years and only got married and stayed married for a year.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But I will say 2 weeks is a little absurd in my opinion, because
It is.
you
It
need
is.
to see somebody in all of their seasons
You know what? But then
first.
I would never do that. Of course, I've been married 22 years, so of course I would never do it. But just thinking about it, I think when you're not looking at someone, that may make you a little bit more brave to say things, because people.
Oh,
I mean, like in this day and time, text messages and emails and everything
that's a
that will
great observation.
give you like this brave bravado to do things that you probably wouldn't do if you're face to face.
That
So
is
even
very
though they're
true.
like, voice with the little partition that they couldn't
I
see.
mean, if you take like just going into season 2 about the characters, I don't know if we was gonna get into it yet, but like Shane and Shayna on there, going off their interaction in season 2, like it was only about, he only was asking her, what are you wearing?
He did.
And then when he would speak to the other girl, it was more like a family deep conversation, versus with her it was just about
Sex
like
stuff.
and yeah, and then she was like talking back to him, but just to come out and find out when they all met in person, all of a sudden she was like this very holy Christian woman, but she was like talking about the stuff you wanted to do with him between the walls. And it's like, I think that sure had, she was real brave on that part, because she didn't see him face to face.
Yeah. So yeah, and see, and that's important too, because he did come across to her just only about the sex part. What are you wearing? What do you got on? So that's all that energy. That if that's what you basing it on from the beginning, that's exactly what it's gonna be.
Did they end up getting married or
No, he ended up marrying the girl that he had the real conversations with. Well, they didn't get married.
Well,
I'm
they
sorry.
didn't get married, but
he ended up proposing to the girl that he had the really deep conversations with.
Okay.
Now let's get to the bottom, because it looked like we'll spend more time on Bel Air. Okay. My whole favorite person in Love is Blind was Deep D. And I'll let Angel say it, because she was talking about this offline. Why everybody love Deep D?
I like Deep D too, but they treated her like she's like the ugly friend of the group. Like everybody's like, oh my god, Deep D, she didn't deserve that. She's a queen. She's so beautiful. But Natalie was over there crying. Natalie got done dirty. And she was sitting there crying. Everybody just stared at her.
Yeah, but Deep D, they was all like, but you know what I think?
Why was Natalie crying? What happened?
Well, the day before the wedding, they were both gonna say yes, but the day before the wedding, I guess he got really drunk and he was telling her like how he wouldn't marry her, how he hates her, and I guess that hate part really like sat with her. And he said a whole bunch of things, and I guess they was going back and forth.
All right.
And so she ended up saying no at the stand. But it was like they saw that and saw how Shane was like treating her in that moment, and no one said anything.
Right.
But it's like Shake, the guy that was with Deep D, I mean, yeah, he was in the wrong too. He was way in the wrong. But it was like, dang, where Natalie's support at?
Yeah, he was super wrong. He and I get what Angel is saying, but I think what made everybody flock towards Deep D is because he was such a jerk. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the things that he was saying was just so mean to her. I'm not attracted to her. It's like I'm marrying my aunt. It's like, those. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now go ahead, sweet.
Well, I was just gonna say, because this whole thing was about like he only likes Caucasian women with blonde hair and skinny, and he's Indian, so he was like that's his type. So when Deep D is Indian herself, he kept talking about like how, oh, I'm just not physically attracted to her. I don't like her like that. But he was telling everybody in the cast members except her. So it was like, what are you doing?
Awful.
That's why go ahead.
No, go ahead, Kayla.
I was about to say, that's why I'm glad that they were open with her to tell her that. Because they could have been like, that ain't my problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I can appreciate that too after such a short time of being friends.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have to say anything at all. But
Mm-mm.
what I don't like, because of the 20 minutes that I did watch or less, because I just wanted to see why she was such a queen, is how he was like, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Everybody acting like that. Like, come on, let's, like, really?
That
You know
was
what
funny.
I think happened with that?
His ego.
Definitely his ego.
Mhm.
And I think on everything, I think he got so mad that he didn't get to say no first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because his ego was so big that he wanted to embarrass her. And she didn't give him that opportunity. She said no to him first. And then she was like, I deserve somebody who's sure about what they want.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm
you
so
do.
happy she didn't cry. Oh my goodness. I'm
She
happy.
didn't.
Goodness.
Tanya, did she
There's
take
nothing
that like
wrong
a
with
trooper?
It's nothing wrong with crying, but I'm so happy she did not in that moment.
She
Because he did not
didn't.
deserve a tear.
He didn't.
And that was me watching it for 20
I
minutes.
love that his mother told him. What did the mother tell him, Angel?
She said,
This is his mother talking to him.
yeah, saying like, she doesn't deserve to marry a guy who doesn't like her for her act, like her for her true self or something like that. So she did like shut him down and tell him like, you're not right. Like I did not raise you like this, but
Good.
And another thing I was shocked to find out that show isn't staged. So I thought the show was a little staged or whatever. But I was surprised to find. You think it's a little staged, Angel?
I think some parts are over exaggerated.
Okay.
But like if you take a look at like how, like when they had that reunion, Shake was really trying to give us the tea.
Yeah, he was.
He was like, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure that's why you and Mallory, because this happened and this happened. And then they was like, that's not what this reunion is about. But really it was, because I want to know the tea. Like,
so
I don't like Shake for what he did, but like on the reunion, he was really trying to, because he was like, y'all trying to take me down, but I wasn't the only one being crazy behind the scenes.
And he said, and you basically, let's just be real about this. He was like, I don't like this show because it's called Love is Blind, but love is really not blind. Love is blurry. And I want so it was kind of funny.
Oh, that sounds funny.
So we're going to move on because we really are not trying to be before you long. We just wanted to have some good fun today. Make it really, really light. But Bel Air. Who has seen Bel Air? You've seen Bel Air. I know Aaron said he watched Bel Air. I know my mom watched Bel Air. Let's start out with who is your favorite person on the show and who is your least favorite person on the show?
My favorite.
It's like a tie. I really like Hillary.
She's my favorite. I love Hillary.
And I think Carlton has been dissed enough, like on the show and in real life. They've been coming after that boy in real life.
No, that is so sad. That is so sad how they are taking this over into real life by sending him hate mail and all of that.
He's ugly. Talking about his hairline. Angel, you better not be laughing.
Okay. What I don't like is how people are really. Oh, that's okay, Crystal. I'm just glad you're here.
Yes, we are, Crystal.
Yeah, because you always support us no matter what. Jeffrey is my fave. Oh, yes, girl.
Maybe, yeah, I'll say, I don't know. I don't have like a favorite on this show.
Okay, so y'all know Will is my fave. I love me some Will.
Yeah, okay. I'll just say Will. I do like Will.
And I know we all can't stand Carlton for he's actually just doing his part, right?
Okay, so, but here's the thing. I know he's doing his part, but I can honestly say I don't want to say that I don't like him. Maybe I would just say that guy Rashard didn't, the one that was just killed. I'll just say I hate him because I don't want to say Carlton because there's so many layers to him, and I kind of feel bad for him.
What layers, Tanya? Well, because
okay.
because of drugs.
Did you see the last episode? Though?
Yes, I did. Because of the drugs.
Yes.
Tanya, this dude want to be a snitch to his own people, but let's say he didn't snitch though, but he did threaten. Lisa
Aaron,
ain't Lisa.
Nice. I'm not reading that. Okay, Lisa. Thank you, Queen Onyx. I don't like Lisa.
Why you don't like Lisa?
Oh wait, no. Angela.
Oh, Angela.
The stepmother.
Let me tell. Okay, so what do you mean by Lisa ain't Lisa?
Wait, who's the stepmother?
Angela was the stepmother. Remember the one that wanted to get up and say the speech?
Lisa's stepmother.
Oh, the
one that basically told on herself. That was
the
first trip together. Yeah.
See, look, when I was watching that whole part, and I was sitting there with my mom, and when she was telling that story, I was like, "That's not really adding up." Because if they just started dating,
yeah, she did say it, right?
And they talk about having a baby. You don't just get with somebody, and you just went on that trip, and you talk about having a kid.
Mm-hmm.
When she just passed, so I was like, and then the next clip was like, Aunt Viv or Vibe or however you pronounce it. She started putting it together too, and I was like, I knew I wasn't crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so my mom says she like Hillary like me, but the Queen says she's keeping it in the family. She is definitely
Carlton
keeping it in the family, but I don't think her and Carlton went there like that. I mean, I know they dated, and I know that should count for something, because I would probably be upset about my cousin, but Carlton clearly is holding on to something that she keeps telling him is not there. Why they had to have the same girl fall for Will? They could have brought another girl in to fall for Will. I'm not really sure.
I mean, that was just for the drama part, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I guess you got a point.
I mean, it's interesting, but I'm still confused on how Lisa is just so like, she not thinking about the fact that all of a sudden Carlton is pushing more on her and Will is starting to fade in the background. Like, and y'all had just kissed. I mean, obviously they just ended. Well, spoilers if no one watched the most recent episode, but they kissed at the end. So it's like, how did you not pick up? He still obviously really liked you, but all of a sudden he just falls back and Carlton is pushing on you. Like, and if you really liked Will, like you said, you feel like you like Will, why are you holding hands with your ex basically? And they cousins, so it kind of makes it weirder.
I think makes you just consoling her because she was feeling down. So I'm talking
about
who, Carlton?
I mean, he was.
Carlton was trying to push back up on her.
Yeah, but when they were holding hands, they were holding hands, it's because he like reached for her hand when he was consoling her at the time. So her mind was on her mom and the death of her mom, where his mind was in the gutter. So
yeah, because he tried to go in.
He tried to kiss her. That's when she was like, "What are you doing? Back up."
So I think too what Angel's saying, like she couldn't feel that. Like all of a sudden Carlton is back in your space and Will is pushing off. Like you couldn't figure that out. Like, did he tell you to? You know what I'm saying?
And
maybe
she already knew. Like Carlton be off that that sugar powder. And like she couldn't tell like that his mind be going. He pushed Will into the pool. Like she couldn't think like, oh, Carlton must have did some messed up stuff again. That's why Will not talking to me.
Yeah. I guess they tried to make it seem like she was so heavily into what was going on, planning a party for her mom and thinking about her mom, and then that stepmother she couldn't stand.
Yeah, but I can't stand the father either.
But why you got the nerve to want to speak at this woman's party? Like the audacity of you, Trollop, to want to speak at this party.
She has some nerve.
That was a lot of nerve.
Especially after she told on herself and Aunt Viv heard her saying it was 2018. And the wife died in 2019. And then you're going to try to back it up. Like, what?
Girl, I will knock you off. Exactly. Okay. Michael Ealy. Child. So he's on the show. And if everybody see, first of all, when Mike Ealy come in, I'm gonna tell you right now, ever since the perfect guy, I already knew it was gonna be trouble when I seen him because the perfect guy it changed my whole entire perspective. He want Viv, girl. He want her bad. He want her so bad.
The painter.
I'm
sorry, I didn't know who you was talking about.
Yes, him.
But he was making me uncomfy through the screen.
I know, right? See, that's what I'm saying, because the parts that he played, I already knew that he was about to come real left field. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause the way he looked at her, even in the gallery, I'm like, oh snap. She about to fall prey. Mike Ealy needed a good comb to that beard. Why was he even at the party?
Because he wanted that picture. I don't know.
And it was a fundraiser.
Yeah.
Well, no, he came for Viv.
Well, yeah, he came for her, but I guess he's trying to say like he had really no.
He was upstairs. Like, you're a guest. Why are you upstairs?
In her art studio. He didn't say he got lost and then he told.
This is my thing. You doing that perfect guy stuff again. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be labeled for life. Angel, have you seen The Perfect Guy?
I think so. I don't know. I can't really remember.
But I love, yes, Ma, that's what I was just getting ready to say. The part where her husband told him to be a guest and go do what guests do.
And then he tried to buy the picture for $15,000. Feels like no. But that's gonna be a fallout too when she find out that her husband bought the picture. You know, she's gonna think I'm not worth anything. If you gotta buy my pictures, I hope he like donates it or something. But that's gonna come out of.
I hope so too, because I was like, where he gonna have this thing at?
I know
where he gonna put it at, because it's already coming out. Like when they were standing there talking, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't even know you were painting again." Yeah, and he like, yeah. And she's putting it in the auction, and her husband like, oh, I didn't know. See, you already let the outsider know that y'all don't even talk like that
about her art, right?
Well, to me, that's almost like a sign of you don't really tell him about yourself.
And that's his way to get in. That's his way to get in.
You know how the enemy prays. The enemy pray, lurk, and watch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Ealy knew Uncle Phil was going to outbid him. That's why he made the bet with Aunt Viv. Do you really think that though? Because he didn't hear that conversation.
I mean, he could have made it. If he really was thinking deep into it to have a malicious intent, it would be a setup if you think about it. Like him putting down like the 15 grand, then her husband would come behind and be like, you're not about to buy my wife's stuff. So he put more on it. Then that would make Aunt Viv mad at Uncle Phil. Because it's like, you bought my stuff. So then, but at the end of the day, she's still going to take her stuff to him anyway at the museum. So it's like,
if y'all getting real deep about this show, because he probably did have a motive like that.
Yeah,
but about I don't know, like the show is like deeper than
right, Aaron.
He said Angel be knowing.
No, because I'm really trying to figure out like what happened between her and her sister, Aunt Viv.
Yeah.
Oh, and Viv and Vi. Yeah. Because I mean, and I don't want to put this out there, but I wonder if Vi and Phil hooked up at some point.
Angel was talking about this too. And so we were trying to Angel's like, maybe it was kind of like a past, like she was like, I don't know, something might have happened between them or whatever.
Yeah, because the whole thing when Hillary was like, you know,
she was talking to Ashley.
Yeah, and she was like, they don't talk anymore. And then she was like, well, why don't they talk anymore? And she was like, it's because of Will. So
I think it's because of Will or something.
Yeah, and then Uncle Phil was like, we're not going to talk about that right now. So it's like, then someone
I know that's what I like about it, Patsy, and I don't think it's supposed to be, because you got to remember that all the Fresh Prince was comedy. This is drama.
And so it's more modern. It's gonna grab more younger viewers because all we do is watch drama reality / you know, like TV. So
yeah.
But, somebody had made
right. That's what Angel is thinking.
Queen Onyx. I would not be surprised.
That's what Angel is thinking.
Angel, what did you say it off the camera? You said it earlier.
Yeah, this is me. Yeah, because I was thinking like, or that it's not Phil's son, but that it's actually Aunt Viv's son, that it may be her son and not between her and Uncle Phil. But that's also another confusing part, because if him and Carlton are the same age, then obviously that can't be possible unless they're like, you know, like fraternal twins or something. But the only other possibility that it could be is that it could be Phil's son as well, if he has something else that went on. And they ended up giving Will away.
Yeah, because she said, you remember, he's my son.
Because remember, he has this like brand and reputation to uphold. So if he stepped out the marriage, or if she stepped out and that made her stop her artwork and all this other stuff started coming about, I'm just making stuff up in my head right now. I don't know.
No.
I mean, it's good dialect. It's good dialect.
I wouldn't be surprised. And see, now Aaron brought up a good point too, that why did they have to make Ashley gay, bisexual, whatever she's going to be? She's 12, she's too young, but they have to push that on all of us. And every single new thing that come out, some character has to end up being gay or bisexual.
So like Angels basically said, they are going to reach all demographics. You know what I'm saying? Because
this was my only idea with that. Like, sure, we can say, people are, they can be gay at a young age or whatever, I'm not going to argue with anybody on that, but it's just about the fact that they are young. So it's like, why would I want to see 12-year-olds in a sexual manner?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad that they just made it like, oh, she liked her, but she didn't like her, so they just split it off.
Will, thank God. Mm-hmm.
But if they kept that going, I would have been like, okay, like it's just weird now. Like, it was unnecessary. Like, they keep making characters that was already set as a character gay now. Then they could have just made a whole new thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
some superheroes are like supposed to be bisexual now. Like Loki is supposed to be bisexual.
What movie is that, or what show is that?
Avengers.
Oh, okay.
Loki, Thor's brother. Like,
really?
I don't know, but it's
Thor's
just like
stronger, right? But anyway, okay.
So my thing is, and I think Angel brought up a good point. She was like, she's so young, which would make us all think of that in a sexual way for a 12-year-old. Like if she was a older person who have,
like Hillary's
been
age, like if
through life.
Hillary,
She was like, but she's 12. And so now we got to kind of like picture this, like, and it's just weird. And I'm going to tell you what I didn't like though, because I personally absolutely love the show. I love how they wrote the show. I love how everybody is like honing in on their characters. Like I absolutely love that. And they are executing exactly what the producers and writers wanted them to do. But what I do not like is once she found out that the girl liked Will. Once the girl found out that she liked Will, I feel like they should have just let her move on because she didn't tell her. She didn't tell. So now you got this girl all sad and she moping. You didn't even have a relationship. You didn't even tell the girl. Don't nobody even know. You know what I'm saying?
You know, and Hillary's like, everyone suffers a heartbreak. And
Yeah, but what's the heartbreak though? Like you wasn't even in it.
That
Like
was,
I think
the
they
thing
did
is,
too
Will is
much.
like, Will doesn't want a 12-year-old, so like I don't even know why she gave up.
I know, because it's like a crush.
Right,
That's all it is
like,
at this point.
she's just a kid crushing on like a like somebody that's older than her. So it's like she didn't have to give up that fast. But I think they just wanted to show like
that part of it.
Yeah,
they have to cater to everyone.
But that's it for that.
I was gonna say, Aaron made like a good point talking about Phil and Will played basketball together. Like they had that connection together. And then he said even their names rhymed. Like, and he do like when Phil kind of do be trying to have like that bond with him in a way. It's not like obviously you're gonna have a bond with but like between the uncle and nephew or whatever, even though it's not blood. But he do be trying to like father Will more than like Carlton, or maybe he's trying to make up for how he fathered Carlton. Carlton kind of came out a little
We'll laugh at that, Aaron.
Right, Angel, and right, and because and then maybe too, I think you guys are onto something good, but I also think, like, say if this is not his son, right? I also think that Will is potentially kind of what he wanted Carlton to be.
Yeah,
and Carlton turned out to be this. What's the sport that he play?
Lacrosse.
Yeah.
The things that most Black children don't do, which is kind of how Angel was. Angel did all the sports that she did. Unicycle. She did. What? I mean, she rode in parades every year. Every year. It was something. Oh, she's a beast at archery, y'all. So she was in, and she won. Look, this girl, she did second place in archery.
No, that second place was whack. It was a child that versed me, and she had a better bow than I did. Her parents went and spent $500 on a better bow. I had the good old wooden.
She still talk about this story.
She had a compound bow. I had the original bow, craft and handmade. So technically, I was first place.
That's right, Angel.
Girl, to this day, let me tell you how mad my daughter was, and we're gonna keep talking about the show. But she came out, she was like, "I know I'm supposed to have first place," and then I was thinking, like, I thought she was gonna say like they had called something wrong or whatever, and girl, now I forgot the reason why she said it. But whatever she said, I was laughing so hard because I thought she was about to really say like it was a foul play or whatever, but she was like, no, because she just had 1 point more than me, and she knows she shouldn't have won because blah blah blah. But anyway, she plays sports that the average Black kids, like she and maybe one other Black kid would be in all the sports that she picked, right? So I get it. I think that he just identifies with Will more, like the basketball. He said, he put the court up for Carlton, and Carlton never used it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When they went to the frat party, Will got up there and got everybody doing the frat stuff, and if that brought something out of him, in every scene, if you guys look at the show, in every single scene, Carlton is in the background staring off somewhere. Looking.
I know. That's why I kind of feel more bad for him than anything, because he is, and I don't know what happened to him that he can't make those connections with people, not even like with his own dad or his sister.
I feel like it's just how he was like brought up. I mean, because they live in such a established place, like everybody that lives over there, they're supposed to be like really rich, and obviously that demographic is going to be more of a Caucasian race or different races. So he just grew up really, really preppy instead of like growing up like like going to basketball games, going out to the court with the boys, or he don't be doing none of that. He rather do other stuff and with the whatever his best friend is they try to set up
The
with.
crappy best friend.
Yeah. Oh God, he's terrible. He needs to get rid of him.
And he had more loyalty to his best friend than he did to his own family. I won't even say to Will, but even just to his parents. Letting his best friend
Exactly.
Yeah,
confess
and
to setting Will up.
and
And
exactly what Aaron said. Like everyone had to grind to be successful except his kids, and it's like I think that's what kind of shapes everybody. Like Will growing up, well, being over and West Philly, like he kind of had to like go through some things to like
Right.
mature him, and he had to learn from different things. Carlton wouldn't know what to do if he was out there with them.
Mm-hmm. And that's another thing.
Or not.
Because the show is a drama, and Carlton's part is definitely much darker. But even on the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, Carlton still had issues with Will. You know what I mean? Like he still was like, well, you think you this, or it's always that. But he started to eventually change a little bit when he started seeing Will's point of view. Like Will didn't grow up with a dad, and a lot of things that they took advantage of. So it's still somewhat similar. Like Angel say, it's just modernized, and it's drama, and that's what the show is. I personally, I like it. I'm not gonna even lie. I'll be going to the TV every week because we have gotten so far away from this type of TV. Everything has been reality this, reality that, and it just feels good to just watch a regular program like back in, like I think my mother said, like this like Dynasty or the Young and the Restless type of thing.
It is good.
I never watched Stories, but I guess this would be a new one. But before we do start trying to end it, what about the best friend? Do y'all feel he was justified?
I understand his hurt. I understand that he was more hurt than angry.
Mm-hmm.
And because they're both West Philly boys, he couldn't sit up there and tell Will, I'm crushed because you're not coming back. You really hurt my feelings, man.
Mm-hmm.
It just came off as anger, even though they're both were like close to tears.
No,
They could never say it. They could never
Right.
say how they were feeling. And Aaron has said, do you think that Will's Philly friend killed the Philly? No, I could tell you who killed Uncle Phil and his boy.
Yeah.
Jeffrey had somebody kill him.
Yeah, definitely.
When they confessed to that, we're not giving this guy any more money.
Yeah. When he
That was
said
it.
he said he not getting any more money. They were done.
He rolled the window up on that, and so that guy nodded his head and knew exactly what to do.
That's exactly what happened. It was a wrap. I already knew what was about to happen.
Yeah.
But you were about to make another point about Trey.
No, Trey sold the bag. I mean, who wouldn't want a rich best friend who got connections? He sold, like, if he just spent another week out there and found a passion and then was like, do you know somebody who know how to do this? And he was like, yeah. He sold the bag.
Angel said he gave up too fast. She was like, because if that was my friend and he was living like that, she was like, don't you know you get the benefits of like what your friends are doing? Mm-hmm. She was like, I definitely would.
Some can be jealous of like other people's like success when you could just like tag along. I mean, just look at some of these rappers, girls, they be there when he was like down. Obviously, when they get big, other stuff start happening. But like they now rapper girlfriends are like more, I guess you would say, like in the internet celebrity levels now because all they did was just be, faithful to them and then left. Now
right. Now they rich, and that's another like you say. I think Trey is jealous. He want to be where Will is now. I think that's it too. And like a lot of times, sometimes people, and this is in any part of life, sometimes people feel like they're getting left behind. And you moving on, you got better opportunities, you got this, you're probably gonna make it, and I'm gonna be stuck in Philly. And I think sometimes they think about that. They think about the fact that it's like now we're friends or whatever, but I'm not gonna have the same opportunities as you. And I think So this is what I think, Sakina. I truly believe that, but I think they're so young that I think sometimes and they some kids, even some adults don't even know how to process stuff like that. So I think with them being kids, and you got to remember, they kind of showed them to be like brothers almost.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because
So
his
it's
father left since he was 4 or 5. Yeah.
right. So
Mhm.
I'm thinking it was the whole like I'm gonna be left behind. And you can just think about that in real life, girl. You can talk about you working out and you're not even talking to the person about them. And they'll say something like, well, everybody ain't gotta work out. And you're like, wait, I'm talking about me. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Or you could be talking about whatever, or yeah, me and my husband went looking for houses or whatever. And then people be like, yeah, well, I like where I live. And you like, well, wait a minute. I'm just talking about what we doing. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? So people, for whatever reasons, they be caught up in their own little insecurities or whatever. I wonder if Bel Air will eventually get a new light skin on Vic. I hope not because
I
I
like
like
him. Yeah.
I like Envy.
But I
I
think
like
I think they the cast has all shades of black people, and that's what I really
hmm
appreciate. I appreciate Hillary looking the way that she does, and the natural hair that's just all over the place. I just love all of that. I do.
And another thing, I still like that even though they are rich, they're still keeping up with what we do in our culture. Like with her sitting there braiding her hair at the table. You know what I'm saying? She's
Uh-huh.
sitting there braiding her hair at the table. You know, some of the things that it's still you can relate to it being
Mhm.
our culture, which sometime Bel Air on TV did not do. You know, Will is what brought some of that stuff back into their house. It was almost like they had completely forgot. You know, people should be happy for you, but they are not. Even siblings get jealous of each other, and they are all raised in the same house with the
Yeah.
same two parents. That's very true.
Mhm.
I mean, some people just, I think sometimes people want to, I really think that a lot of times people do want to see you make it. I think sometimes people get caught up if what if you do better than me? You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You can't be caught up in that because we all got our own path. Period, period.
Yeah.
So we didn't really actually we took longer than what I thought.
I know. I know.
We took longer than what I thought. So that's it for today. I don't really have much to say. Um it's always a lesson in every single thing. So
Mhm.
in a few seconds, you give a lesson from Love is Blind and a lesson from Bel Air, and then Tanya will do the same, and then I will do the same.
Wait, Angel has something to say. Were you raising your hand, Angel?
Yes, for the lesson.
Oh.
Oh, okay. What's your lesson?
Um, lesson from Bel Air
Mm-hmm.
is don't be stupid like Trey. Lesson 2 from Love is Blind is don't go on it.
I thought you was about to say something.
Wait, you said don't what?
Don't go on it.
Oh, I know, right?
So are you telling people don't fall for people in 2 weeks, or you mean the show itself?
You can if you want to, but I mean, don't end up like who you call it?
Which
Uh,
one?
Deep D and Natalie.
Yeah.
Hmm,
Yeah.
Shane was a nightmare. But
My daughter is something else. Thank you, Sakina. What are you gonna say, Tanya? What are yours?
Oh, I agree with Angel. I don't see why people set themselves up for to go on shows like Love is Blind and those dating and The Bachelor, and I don't see why people do it.
I
So
don't.
definitely don't go on it. Unless you are just trying to get elevated. If you could keep your feelings out of it for sure, and you're just putting yourself out there so you could act or something.
Right. And I
mhm.
and I think sometimes they do because Angel was showing me some other episodes that guy, the Shake guy.
Hmm.
Was it the Shake guy that you was showing? No, 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 no. Never mind,
No,
guys. That was
no,
somebody
it
else.
was some girl on the show, and she just kept talking about how she has so many thousands of followers and all that type of stuff.
So they
And
do.
they only. I feel like that should be your last resort. If you genuinely know that you cannot find nobody, and you know for a fact like I can't, then you can go on it, sure.
But
But
in the meantime, you like,
other than that, like it's just don't even do it unless you do want the clout. Then go for it because
Yeah.
everybody got at least like 100K off of going on the show
Oh,
on Instagram.
oh,
yeah. So I
man,
mean,
that's
I
not
know,
bad.
right?
That's not bad. That's not bad for 2 weeks worth of work.
Well, roughly 30 days because you got to still kind of date in person after you meet for a
Yeah.
week and then you decide about the marriage. It's still 30 days. It's still fast.
It's probably longer than that though, because they have to screen everyone and then
Right.
probably follow you around. Like I miss seeing and I'm guilty because I will go Google them in a second. Cam and
Oh,
Kim
yeah. They're
and
still
Lauren
married.
yes, they are so cute together.
They
Yeah, I
are.
like
They're
them.
actually, we're talking about recently trying to have a baby. I hope it works out for them. But, and they,
Oh, and
she just said that they've been married 4 years now and they met on Love is Blind.
yep. So they must have
Yeah, they
they
was
were married when the show was airing then.
Mhm.
They
Yeah.
were, yeah.
Yeah, they said on the reunion they was already together for like a year and a half when we finally got the reunion.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna give anybody that type of advice about do something like that. But one thing I've learned in my 47 years of life is it is no method to what works. Except, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because some people 2 weeks, some people, like I said, I know people who've been together for 10 years. I'm talking about, I know that's a long time without being married. And then they get married and divorced in a year. And you like, what happened? Y'all spent all that time together. So what I'm saying is at the end of the day, you have to know and hear what is right. You got to be in prayer. And I'm just going to say that period because it's crazy out here in this world.
It is.
Yeah.
I
What were you
don't think
about to
I
say?
gave my lesson from Bel Air. And I'm just
Okay.
gonna piggyback on Aaron. Always keep a friend like Jeffrey. Good point.
You
And
got that right.
Viv too. And Viv.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love that.
I do too.
So my lessons is of course deep. And I think what it stood out with her with me is when she said, I choose me because sometimes that's what you have to do. You
Mhm.
have to choose yourself. And it's not always easy. I know it sounds easier said than done, but it is not always an easy decision to make when you look at some of the things that you think that you could have. You have to choose yourself. So for me, it was that statement was everything. And from Bel Air, I think I love Hillary the most because Hillary kind of reminds me of myself. My mom, I've obviously wouldn't be as smart mouthed as Hillary, but she definitely makes her own moves at her own time. She dances to the beat of her own drum. And when you have a dream, you have to follow it. And sometimes we all want to put people on these paths that we want them to be on, but you should always be trying to follow a path for you because that's at the end of the day, your regrets. I mean, I would rather you not have a regret, but I would rather somebody say at least it was something that I did tried to do for myself and it didn't work out. So that's my only lesson from Bel Air. And that's it, guys. I really honestly did not think we were going to be talking this much. I did not think we were going to get 50 minutes out of this. But we thank you all for chiming in. We asked, share the podcast. And listen, guys, next week will be our 100th episode. So we would love for all you guys to come back and celebrate with us. We got some things we're going to be doing on the show. We're definitely going to be celebrating next week. So it's going to be a little it's going to be a little more of a party. We're going to have a party next week. So come back with us. We're excited about it. Yes. You're going to be here, Sakina. You know what, Aaron? We should do some giveaways. You can help me with that.
Yeah.
Off the grid. Come on in the inbox and you can help us with the giveaways. Let's do that.
Yeah.
And yes, we can do that. So with that being said, I guess we'll see you guys next week. Angel, thank you for coming on.
Thanks, Angel.
We appreciate it. And you guys have an awesome, fantastic week. Share the podcast and then come on next week for the party for the 100th episode.
And the
Yes.
giveaways. The giveaways.
For the giveaways. We got to figure that out. Now, Aaron, don't be having us break the book. Thank you, Patsy. We always appreciate you too.
We do.
We're gonna actually, Tanya, off the grid. Well, we'll talk about that later. Patsy, we got something for you to do too. If you don't mind, but I'll have Tanya text you. Okay, so we'll see you guys next week.
See you. Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.